What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Michael Knapp Fishing. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. If you will, go down there, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. That'll let you know when we post a new video. And you might be able to find a Tackle Warehouse gift card in there. So today's video, we are going to go over something that I get asked a little bit about, and that's fluorocarbon. I get a lot of questions on my Instagram because everybody knows I fish almost strictly fluorocarbon. Like, everybody's like braid. I don't use a lot of braid. I really prefer fluorocarbon. So that's what we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to kind of give you all a couple tips on when I know it's time to change my fluorocarbon. So let's go. All right, guys, so I actually have a rod and reel here that I am taking the line off of because it is time to change the fluorocarbon. So how do I know that it's time to change the fluorocarbon? So a couple of things, let's debunk real quick. I know a lot of people have the mentality, and I really don't know where they get it from. A couple people told me, well, that's how the pros do it. They change their fluorocarbon every 1 to 2 trips on the lake. It's like, holy cow, y'all! That's a lot of line, and you know, I get a heavy discount on my fishing line, and that would still be a whole lot of money to spend on changing the line. So I don't necessarily think that's the case. I don't fish that way. I don't believe that way. I don't think that's right. So the first thing that we're gonna do, guys, I'm sorry if you all hear that plane. He has been flying over top of my house for 30 minutes now, and I've been trying to hold off, and I finally said enough's enough. I'm just gonna do it. So this is one tall tale sign that you need to change your fluorocarbon. You're starting to get nicks and fray. There we go. Now I can see it. You're starting to get that fray in there. Because what's going to happen is that is creating a weak point in your line now. So as soon as I felt that, I was out on Douglas, and I felt that. I was like, all right, well, it's time to put that one away. So I just instantly threw that one in the rod box, and I didn't get it back out the rest of the day. I'm trying to see if I can actually show you how it'll split. It's kind of like hair. It'll actually split just like split ends do in hair. I think y'all get the gist of it. You can see it pretty good. I know it's not in focus, but you can kind of see it out of focus there. So that's one tall tale sign that you need to go ahead and change your line. You got nicks in it. Oh, there you go. See, it just snapped that easily. You got weak points in your line. So just go ahead and switch it out. Now, the second tall tale sign for me is when you start getting this heavy coil. When I start seeing that heavy coil, it's usually after about a month or 2 of really being in like the hot and heavy sun. You know, I'm not one of those anglers that I only fish during the spawn, or I only fish when it's convenient. I fish whether it's 100 degrees or it's 10 degrees. If it's raining, if it's snowing, if it's foggy, if it's windy, it does not matter. I'm fishing in it. So that's one other thing that you want to start looking for, is some heavy coil. Yes, you can stretch it out. Like, if you only had it on there for like a week or 2 and it's starting to coil, just, you know, attach it to like the trailer hitch on your truck and stretch it out. Just pull it out, stretch it out. You know, fluorocarbon, the old myth of fluorocarbon has no stretch is not true. Fluorocarbon does stretch a little bit. As you can see, I mean, it's got a little bit of stretch to it. Not a lot, but a little bit. Significantly less stretch than mono, but you can actually you can actually already see. Let me see if I can get this in my hands. You can see the coil here and the coil down here, and you can see where I pulled it and I stretched it. You see, it's going back to its form. Okay, so here's that coil. Gonna grab it, get hold of it, stretch it real good, and voila, no more coil. See, no matter how close I get, it's not going to coil anymore. So you can stretch your line out, and that's one way to prolong your line. So the other sign that I look for is my line is starting to discolor. Not in the sense of dirty water discolor, but in the sense of the sun's causing a chemical reaction in the line, and it's causing it to get weak, and that's something that I look for. Trying to see, I think I already threw it away actually, but it'll start to turn a little bit of a milky color, like this one here. I know that's going to be really difficult to tell. Let me see if I can put it up next to yeah, they're both pretty sun damaged. All right, well, that's not gonna show like I wanted it to, but you'll be able to start feeling it when you put the line on. You know, it is super smooth. You know, the line is almost it's almost got like a film on it. It's so smooth and comes off the spool really well. When you get all of this off, it's going to be almost grainy. It's not going to feel good. You know, you'll just be able to tell that it's ready to get changed. So as soon as you do that, now guys, listen, I'm not going to tell y'all what to do with your line, all that jazz, but y'all, please don't do this on the water. Don't throw this in the lakes. I do have a can over here that I keep all my old line in. I usually just give it a real good cutting up, and then I toss it in that box, and that's where I keep it. I don't like to throw it away because I don't want to risk it getting into our waterways or our lakes or anything. So another tall tale sign that your line is becoming, it's getting time to change. And I had a lot of issues with this one doing it. We're actually also going to change this one out today. I can catch 1 or 2 fish on this, and then like the third fish, I'll throw it, my line will snap. So one of 2 things is happening. One, that fish is very aggressive and it's nicking my line. Very possible. I would say more often than not that is what's happening. Number 2, my line's getting brittle. Let's see if I can actually get it to pop off here. See, popped right off. This is 17-pound test fluorocarbon. It shouldn't pop that easily. So we know that line needs to be changed out. We're going to change that line out as well. So the answer to all this, everything that I've been going on and on about, is how often do I change my fluorocarbon? I really don't have a time period, but if I were to put a time period on it, I would say twice a year. And I know a lot of people are going to freak out like, are you serious? Yes, twice a year, because here's the deal. When I have the time to fish like I do, I'm not using every single rod on deck. Okay, I have 35 old 18 rods in my boat at all time. Well, not all times, not in the winter time, but majority of the year, spring, summer, fall, I have 35 rods in my rod locker, and they're not all going to be on deck. They're not all going to be getting sun damaged. They're not all going to be out and about and just having issues. So the reason why I don't change them out all the time is because they don't get used all the time. I have technique specific stuff. Some stuff just doesn't get used until, you know, like my big glide baits in there, they very rarely get used until wintertime and spring. My Alabama rig very rarely actually it doesn't ever get used in the summer. So all it's going to be for is the winter and the spring. So there's no point in changing it out 2 times a year because I don't need to. So, but with baits like this, my walking bait, well, that was a bad example, not my walking bait. My rod and reel that I use for my walking bait, this is it's a multi-purpose rod. It's for 2 baits. I use it for my walking bait, but I also use it for a lipless LV500, a lipless bait, and I use that in the wintertime. Same rod, same reel, and same pound line, believe it or not, too, 17-pound test line. So I change that out probably once every 3 months because I use that one extensively all throughout the year. So it's just a matter of knowing, okay, how often am I going to use this rod and reel? How often is it going to be left out in the sun? Is it going to be sitting on the front deck? You know, when I fish for 10 to 14 hours a day. How long has that rod been sitting on my deck in the sun? Has it been all day long? If it has been all day long, then I'm probably going to change it, you know, once a month, once every 2 months. It just depends. Like it's all the way over there. I'm not going to grab it. My jig rod, if you've been following this channel for any amount of time, you know my jig rod is literally always on my deck. There's some days I just don't even put it away in my rod locker. It will actually ride all the way to Douglas, Cherokee, Watauga, Chickamauga. It'll just ride on the front deck because it stays out, because I know I'm going to fish a jig anywhere I go. That usually gets changed once a month. That usually gets changed quite a bit. Now, if for whatever reason I'm out and about and, you know, I break off with 20, 30 feet out, I'm not the type that I'll just fish it. You know, I'm going to strip all that line off and refill it because I like a full spool. It keeps my inches per turn up. I like a full spool. Guys, I think that's everything on that topic that I wanted to talk about with y'all. If you have any other questions, guys, please leave the comments down there. Ask the questions down there. Give me some video tips or some tips and trick videos that you all want to see. If you have any questions, let me know. We'll do a video on it. We're working on the cameras. I know y'all, everybody keeps asking me on my Instagram stuff, when are you going to actually go catch fish again? Guys, I'm working on it. I'm catching a bunch of fish, but my GoPros, I'm filming this on my iPhone. My 12 Pro Max is what I'm filming this on. I'll just be completely honest with y'all. My GoPros are just, man, I'm not going to get into that again. Anyway, guys, we're working on it. Go over to Instagram, 30,000 follower giveaway coming. Trying to work out the details on it, so go follow Michael Knapp Fishing on Instagram so you can be entered for a chance to win that. Like this video, comment on this video, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and take care, guys.